Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am excited to announce the launch of a new subject, the SEC, that means Skill Enhancement Compulsory Course. So this is mandatory unit for all the undergraduate students designed to bridge the gap between your academic degree and the practical skills you will need in the professional world. So in this video we will break down the syllabus and what you can expect. Okay, let's start the video. So this is the book for the SEC and I will start the first unit in this video, and also I will try to complete the first unit of the chapter, that means in this subject. So if you see here, we have a content that is a quantitative amplitude and data interpretation and a logical reasoning. So here totally we have almost 5 units from the quantitative and 3 units from the logical reasoning. Okay, so first we will start with the quantitative and logical thinking. So what is given in this so-called subject is, so first it is given about whole numbers. If you see here, we have a number line, that means from 0, this is 0, and then we get all the positive numbers up to positive infinity, and here we have a negative numberings in the left hand side up to minus infinity. So if you see here, this is our 0 is the place where it divides the positive integers as well as the negative integers. So the left hand side integers are negative and the right hand side numbers are positive integers. So what is whole number? The whole number is nothing but including all the positive integers, where we have the positive integers including 0. So this part is our whole numbers. That means which starts from 0 to infinity. This is our whole number. Now we will discuss about prime numbers. So hope you understand what do you mean by whole numbers, which is nothing but, if you see, a whole number is nothing but a number line will be given to you as you read in the school level classes. If you see, here we have a 0 number and 1, 2 and so on. So here it is a positive numbers will be included in the whole numbers. And now we will go for the prime numbers. Prime numbers is nothing but it is given that a number that is divisible only by itself and 1 is called a prime number. That means if you see, 3 is a prime number. Why? Because there is no multiples in the 3 and it is only multiplied by 1. So 1 times of 3, otherwise 3 times of 1. So there is no multiples of 3. So 3 is a prime number. Similarly, if you go for the 5, also a prime number, that means 1 multiple of 5. If you see in the multiple tables, you will not get 5 any of the tables except the 5 table as well as in 1 table only. So where we get the what we say is prime numbers is only in the table. That means here it is given only 1 and itself, only the number which is multiplied by 1 and in its particular table, that is called prime number. Here are the examples given. Prime numbers are whole numbers. Why it is said like that means, if you see, the whole numbers is nothing but a number line which I have drawn here. It starts from 1, 2, 3 and so on. So if you see, every prime numbers are positive numbers. So the prime numbers is nothing but 2, 3, 5, 7, then it comes 11 and so on. So these are the prime numbers where we have only positive numbers, and which also includes whole numbers. That means all prime numbers are whole numbers, and the smallest prime number is 2 because it starts with 2. Then again, next we have a co-prime or relatively prime or mutual prime. What does it mean? So here it is given two numbers A and B, not both necessarily prime, are said to be co-prime, relatively prime, or mutual prime if the only positive integer that divides both of them is 1. Means, let's take the example given. If you see 15 and 22, if you see here, write the factors of the 15, which is 1, and then it is present in the 3, 15 is present in the 5 table, and again in the 15 table. Similarly, 22 is also present in 1 table, then it comes in 11 table, and 22. Now here if you see, we have a common number is 1. So we have a common number 1 in this numbers. So 1 is a common. That's what we called a co-prime. We don't want any common number excluding only 1. That means we have to get only 1 as a common. When we take the common numbers by two given numbers, then it is called co-prime number. See here it is given 15 and 2 are co-prime because the only common divisor is 1. So if you see the other divisors are not present here, if also presented, that is not called as co-prime. Like here it is 1 only present, so this is common one. So that's what 15 and 22 are, both are considered as co-prime number. Then comes to the integers. Integers are nothing but, which I have explained in the starting of the video, integers are nothing but all the positive and negative numbers including 0. As I have drawn the number line, here we have a 0, and in the right hand side we have all the positive numbers. Okay, now in the left hand side we will have all the negative numbers. So this is what we call the negative integers including 0. So this is called integers. Now rational number. Generally rational number are in the form of p by q, and also there is one more thing to be learned is, remember that always the rational number will be in the form of p by q, and also where q is not equals to 0. That means if you see here, let me write an example of this. So if I write the example of the given particular topic, so consider 15 by 3. So here if you see, this is in the form of p by q, and if you see the q value is not equals to 0. Now if I write the value as 7, so this is also in p by q form. How? Because there is no number in the denominator, so simply I can write 1. So this is our numerator and this is our denominator value. So q is not equals to 0. So 7 is also a rational number. Simply we can write any of the numbers in the fraction form, which should be in the form of p by q, and the denominator value should not be equal to 0. That is what we call a rational number. And the irrational number, which is not in the form of p by q. As I have given the example now, 15 by 3 is a rational number. Consider which is not in the form of p by q. That doesn't mean that only 3 is an irrational number. This is also a rational number, because if there is no value in the denominator, I can write here a 1 value and I make it as p by q form. Okay, now so this is what we have learned from rational and irrational numbers. Here it is given the example like pi root 2, 3 root 3. See, pi, we cannot change this to p by q form, right? This is not in the form of p by q form, and I cannot add 1 in the denominator. So this is a irrational number. Now we will go for the real numbers. What is real numbers? Real numbers contains the set of whole numbers, integers, rationals and irrational numbers. Like everything which is we have read here, if you see here, what we have read here is whole numbers, prime numbers, and then comes to the integer, rational numbers, irrational numbers. So these all are included in the real numbers. So this is what the real numbers definition. Okay. So there are some basic formulas given that the first one is a plus b whole square is equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab. And the next one it is given that a minus b whole square is equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab. Then a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square is equals to 4ab. And then again the fourth one is given a plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square is equals to 2 into a square plus b square. And there are some more formulas here it is given. Just remind these formulas so that this will be useful while solving the questions. Okay, now we will solve the examples which is given for this particular topic. So here are the some examples which is given in that particular book. So let's start the examples to solve these examples. If 1/3 of 1/4 of a number is 15, then 3/10 of that number is. So here it is given that 1/3 of 1/4 of a number. Of a number means we don't know the value of that number. So let us consider, let the number be x. Okay, let's consider as the value will be x. So it is said that 1/3 means 1 by 3, of means multiplication, 1/4 means 1 by 4 of a number. So of the number is nothing but our x value will be equal to 15. So on multiplying we get this one as x upon 12 which is equals to 15, and we get the value of x as multiplying 12 into 15, then we get the value of x which is equals to 180. Okay, so 2 times of 10. Okay, now we got the value of x. Then it is said that then 3/10 of that number, that means this number, 3/10 means 3 upon 10th of that number means x value. X value is nothing but 180. So 180 is equals to, we get 3 times of 18 which is equals to 54. So this is what we got the value. Okay. So first we will get the value of x, then we will use it for to put the other step. Okay, so this is the first step and this is our second step to solve. Okay, now we will go for the second question. So the second question is given, the sum of two numbers is 25 and their difference is 13. Find their product. So as we have a formula which we have learned in the basic formulas, if you see there, we have a formula called, that means, let me explain from the bottom of the question, the sum of two numbers. As we don't know the two numbers, so let the two numbers, let the two numbers be a plus a as well as b. Okay, so let the two numbers, we don't know the any kind of numbers. Here it is that it doesn't mention any numbers. So it is said sum of two numbers. So those two sum, that means those two numbers are a and b. So it is given that a plus b, that means sum of those two numbers is equals to 25 and their difference is a minus b. Difference means subtraction. On subtracting we will get their answer as 13. Find their product. Then on multiplying, what we will get the value of this a particular numbers. Okay, as we have a formula called x plus y whole square minus x minus y whole square is equals to 4xy. So if you see here, we can get the value of xy so that we can solve the answer. So x plus y. Okay, let me write it as in the form of AB. If you write in the form of AB also, we will get the answer. So A plus B whole square minus A minus B whole square is equals to 4ab. So a plus b value is 25 whole square. Then minus a minus b value is 13 whole square is equals to 4ab. So the square of 25 is 625. So on multiplying, if you multiply 25 by 25 and if you know the square value, you can use here. Minus square of 13 is 169, which is equals to 4ab. Now on subtracting these two values, that means the subtraction of these two values, 625 minus 169, on solving we will get the value 456, which is equals to 4ab. Now on using this we can find the value for AB. AB is equals to 456 upon 4. That means the value of AB will equal to 114. Okay, so we got the value of the AB. That means the product value of the given question. Now let's go for the third one. The third one, it is given the difference between a two-digit number and the number obtained by interchanging the position of its digit is 36. So let's the tens digit be x and the ones digit be y. So as you know, so this is our tens digit and this is our ones digit. That means here we have a 10 number and here we have a 1. So in the tens digit we will have a x and in the ones digit we will have a y. So this is what we have. So I can write this one as 10x plus y. Okay, this is what we have. Then it is said that the difference between two digit and the number obtained by interchanging the position. Now we will interchange these positions. On interchanging, we will write it as 10y plus x. Okay, so we will find these two values difference, that means subtraction. So for that step we will write 10x plus y minus 10y plus x is equals to 36. So here 10x plus y minus 10y minus x is equals to 36. So 9y minus, sorry, here 10x minus x will be 9x and here we have y minus 10y will be equal to minus y is equals to 36. On taking the common, the 9 value, we write it as x minus y is equals to 36. Then x minus y is equals to 36 by 9. Then x minus y value is equals to 4. So this is the answer which we got. X minus y is equals to 4. So this is the answer of the given question. Now the next question is given the difference between a two-digit number and the number obtained by interchanging its digit is 36. What are the digit of the number if the ratio between the digit of the number is 1:2? So let the two-digit number be represented the digit x tens place and y in the ones place as we have done in the previous question. The same way 10x plus y. Now we will do interchanging because it is given on interchanging. So on interchanging, I will write it as 10y plus x. Okay, then it is given that the difference between, so as we have done in the previous step, it is we got the value as x minus 4. The same step we have to follow here, the same question. That means this step same, okay, this step will be done. Okay, step 1. Okay, this step 1 will have to write it here. So after that we got x minus y is equals to 4. Let us consider this as equation 1. So it is given the ratio also. The ratio between the digit of the number is 1:2. This means one digit is twice the size of the other. That means y by x is equals to 1 upon 2. That means here if you see x is a smaller number, twice the greater. So for that I can write it as x is equals to 2y. Okay, so twice the number. That means the x will be equal to. Okay, this will be our second equation. Similarly, if you see here, this will be our second equation. Now we will substitute the x is equals to 2y from equation 2 into equation 1. That means here we will substitute the value of x. Okay, the value of x which we got here is 22y. So this will be substituted in the equation and we get the value as 2y minus y is equals to 4. Then here we have y is equals to 4. So we got the value of y as 4. So just substitute this value here and we get x is equals to 2 into 4 where x is equals to 8. So this is the answer of the given question. So these two are the answers. Okay. Now we will go for the last question. It is given that the product of two numbers is 18 and the sum of their square is 45. Okay, the sum of the number is. So for this, for the given question, we don't know the two numbers. So let A and B are two numbers. So these are the two numbers which we have. So it is said the product of two numbers, that means A into B is equals to 18 and the sum of their squares. Sum of their squares means A square plus B square value is equals to 45. Then as we have a basic formulas, from that I can write the value as A plus B whole square is equals to A square plus B square plus 2AB. Now we will substitute the values. A plus B, A square plus B square value is 45 plus 2. So AB is nothing but 18. So on solving, if you see here, on solving we get the value as 81. Okay, so A plus B whole square is equals to 81. Then A plus B is equals to root over 81 and we have a value of A plus B which is equals to 9 because the square root of 81 is 9. Okay, so this is what we have discussed. In the next part, we will learn about some more topics along with the solved questions. That's it for today. Thank you.